What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a long time, man. I mean, we haven't done this podcast thing in a while, because of time and, a lot of different things, getting everybody's scheduled to go. But y'all know I had a little sports podcast that we was trying to do with my cousin, my brothers. Just talking about sports, like I said, just random stuff. And, the NBA season is about to start. Right now it's football, baseball, etc. But, you have these big stories in the NBA world. Right now, you have Robert Sarver, the owner of the Suns, who is being forced to sell his team, or not really even forced, but he's considering selling his team now because of his racial insensitive comments he made, not only to the women that's on his staff, but about the players and different things like that. So he's about to, sell his team and have an exit. And then you have this whole thing with Ime Udoka that recently came out, and about him doing something inappropriate, but consensually with another woman and other people's wives, in the Celtics organization. Now, I want to first start off by saying this, man. I have these conversations with my friends. I have people who will listen, and just in general, like, people do not respect marriage anymore. Like, I'm a Christian, and I look at marriage as a serious thing. I mean, I'm not saying that all marriage is going to be perfect. I'm not going to say you're not going to have ups and downs in your marriage. However, be that as it may, you should still respect that union. Meaning that you shouldn't step out on your marriage. You shouldn't cheat on your spouse. You shouldn't advocate for that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't try to cheat with a married person if you're a single individual. I just feel that it's just despicable in all fronts. You know what I'm saying? If you have an issue, you try to talk it out, and if it can be worked out, be a man or a woman and just be honest about it, and then try to take the necessary steps if need be to rectify the situation, whether you're together or not. And that's a whole nother avenue for a whole nother day when it comes to like separation for different reasons and different things like that. However, in this case with Ime, right, they suspended him for a year because he broke the policy. Now, we have policy. I work at a college. We all have policies at workplaces where when it comes to like sexual harassment or being in certain situations where you're an authority figure with underling, if you will, subordinate, and you have a relationship, even if it is consensual, it's still optically not good for the organization, because God forbid if you are a senior person and you have this person who work under you and you're dating them and y'all break up, it's a whole can of worms that can happen and be unleashed on the organization as far as what people he said, she said kind of stuff. So not all the details have been released of what happened. Allegedly, it was 2 married women on the staff and etc. Now, we all know that I thought he was married to Nia Long, but they were just, fiancés. Still doesn't make it right. But he was messing with these women in the organization. Like I said, I think the women were married, and one of them were married to a senior vice president in the organization. So it's like this whole can of worms has been open, and he's been suspended for the year indefinitely. And a lot of people was wondering, like, if that's the case and he broke the policy, why not just fire him? Why expose that information? And I kind of agree to that. I'm not excusing what he did. I think what he did was wrong. Not only did he hurt his own family with his fiance Nia Long and his kid and stuff like that, and the other families that were hurt by the cheating spouses, right? Usually when a company or something big like this happens, you don't really give all the details. The person will be let go, they'll be suspended, and that stuff is handled in-house. You don't publicize it, because at the end of the day, it's still a personal issue. Okay? Unless he came out publicly and trying to, do all this crazy stuff, then I can understand that, but it's a personal issue. So to me, I feel that it should be kept quiet, because you got to think about the parties that be. You got to think about all the families that are affected by this. You got to forget about the organization, because they're going to be fine. It's just an organization. They fire somebody, they hire somebody else. That's just the way it works with companies and corporations. But you got to think about the families. You got to think about the individuals. You know what I'm saying? And how they're now in the spotlight and blindsided, if you will, with all this information that came out. So I usually don't agree with Stephen A. You know what I'm saying, on a lot of things, and I haven't been watching them as consistently for my own reasons, but I saw a clip and he was saying, and I agree, this is a personal thing between two consenting adults. Even though it's wrong and not making any excuses for Ime or the women, it should not have been brought to the public. Now, my personal opinion is that this is brought out in the public and leaked for the simple fact that this Robert Sarver guy, right, did something, well, he didn't do anything sexual, but he was talking crazy, and he happened to be saying a lot of racial things, and that was the big headline in the news of trying to get him to sell the team and like kind of muddy his face. Now, he's a billionaire. He probably won't even care. He sold his team. He's going to walk away with billions. So it's not to say that, oh, he's going to be losing money and they just pull the team from him. He's going to get his money. You know what I'm saying? However, he's not going to be involved in that capacity, and he probably doesn't really care as much. Egotistically, he might be a little bit upset because they got him, but other than that, he'll be fine. Now, with this Ime Udoka joint, to me, I feel it's just another way of kind of just switching the optics and the narrative from a person who said something and did something egregious, right? And they don't even give all the details of what he was doing, to now Ime being front and center for cheating. So it's just a weird dynamic to me. And like I said, I just wanted to say that piece and start that whole piece off with like how people no longer, care about the sanctity of marriage. You know what I mean? On both sides, men and women, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They just go out there, and in this day and age, in this life now, with people just wilding, like they just don't care, man. It's like, I see it, man. I see people that I talk to sometimes. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, it's like, I take that very serious. If you get married, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to honor that commitment, because not only that, you're supposed to honor it for God, first and foremost, but you made a commitment to your significant other, and to do them dirty because of your own self-righteousness or your, feeling of like trying to have, your desires and certain things like that, lustful desires, if you will, I think is wrong. You know what I mean? And it's just sad, man. It really is. It's just really crazy and sad that this whole thing transpired, and now, forget about the basketball part of it, you know what I'm saying, about, the team and what's going on with them. Now you have this whole situation with Ime, and it's like, you got a son now, you got to explain that too. She was moving out there. I heard Nia Long was moving out there to try to start a family with him, and they was engaged, and now she got blindsided and embarrassment of that. And then, the families, the husbands now got embarrassed by their wives cheating on them in the organization, the way they work together. That's a whole nother animal. It's just a whole messy thing. I just wish that, people would actually take a second to think about the things that they do, you know what I'm saying, and say, and how they react and treat people, because it's like, yo, man, that's crazy to me. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for listening. I know this is like a little short little thing. I'm probably gonna upload it to the channel. It's like a one take. It's not gonna be any edits or anything like that. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, and God bless.